Oh wait, didn't I say that there was never going to be a shield run? Shield only run? Well, I lied. There totally is. Because the blood shield is actually great for fighting the Watcher. One of the big reasons why I never wanted to do a shield run is because the Watcher, the final boss of the game, was going to be impossible. Basically, having the tentacles jump up from the ground, they can be blocked, but they can't actually take damage from that block. However, they can totally take... never mind for that. However, they can totally take like damage over time things and have like dots applied to them. As you probably saw in, well, as you may have seen in my last video, the one where I used the poison enemies that hurt you necklace to be able to kill the Watcher without moving at all. Boy, that run was way more overpowered than I expected it to be. But anyway, doing that whole run made me think about like, wait a second, isn't there a shield that applies a dot to everything in like a big area? For example, all of the tentacles. And there is, and that can actually be done to finish a run. And in fact, I already finished that run. So in a very similar way to how I did the Spartan Sandals, this run, if I'm unsuccessful, I actually already have footage of me beating the Watcher. Woo-hoo! Aside from that, doing a shield-only run is actually something that I've wanted to do for a little while now, because I think shields don't really get the respect that they deserve in this game. I mean, technically, you know, shields are supposed to be there to block stuff, but they also do things like stun, they also do damage on their own, and really, although they are shields, they're not really shields in kind of like the Dark Souls sense, like a lot of things. No, the closer comparison to like Dark Souls is doing the whole parry mechanic. You're not really using shields to like block damage as much as you're using shields to like set up additional damage. Especially with the ability to lure, I don't care. Well, I mean, as much as I would like to take it, I don't think it's worth the money to go down there right now. I'm gonna go hit up, I don't know. Huh. Graphics kind of look weird on that 1000. Maybe that's the DirectX version that I've been using now here. I think that a lot of like the text is a little misaligned in this version. But anyway, yeah, you're using it to set up more damage. Like, you can just technically roll dodge pretty much everything that you're doing here. However, I think that it's way better to use a shield for like the dodge chance and to make it so that you can continue attacking without or with very little stopping time at all. I'm gonna go sewers. Just sewers, and definitely want to hit up the incomplete one fight. That's a fun fight with the shield, which I have done before. Oh yeah, I suppose, obviously blood shield, you block things and it does a big AoE of bleed damage. The bleed damage is less than like the blood sword, but it does apply it to everything in a big range. So, yeah. And it does apply it for anything that anything that hits the shield, and that includes like projectiles. It's not just something that's applied to things that physically hit it. Yeah, shield's definitely somewhat... Shield is also a like very high level, I suppose, thing you need to figure out, because you have to learn like animations pretty well. You have to learn like the timing of everything. It's not really like... And the other thing is that you need to be able to... like do that multiple times in a row. It used to be like in the early version of the game that what you did was hold down block once and you can block like everything for, I don't know, a few frames at least. But now you need to hold down block for every single one of the things that you want to... For every single one of like the projectiles or attacks that you want to actually block here, you need to press the block button for every single one of those attacks. So it's actually surprisingly difficult to do, and it is something that during the Watcher fight, like hitting multiple blocks during like the bullet hell pattern or like later just regular bullet shots are actually like, dang. Are actually like super effective for getting maximum damage out here. Along with obviously blocking damage, it does a ton of bleed damage to anything that's like in the vicinity, which is why I think it makes it a little bit more interesting of a weapon to use against like the final boss, and is less like just blocking for basic damage or not to get hit. Ah, dang. Want that though. Also, something like the blood sword here is super good for getting rid of projectiles. Or, dang it. Also, something like blood sword here is super good for getting rid of enemies that are very low hit points, like the kamikaze bats or like the regular flying bats that you'll see in the... that you'll see in the graveyard eventually here. That's why I think it's actually going to be pretty effective to go through the... sewers here rather than hitting up the other areas, because you are able to see a lot of those sort of things without it getting too... You can see what I'm talking about, like the text a little funky looking in the DirectX version. Get a second one here, but no. Also, that one poisons enemies that you parry. You get like double damage off of that. But no, I'm doing a level 1 basic run here. And I'm going to be trying as hard as possible to parry everything if I can. Because, well, it's pretty satisfying to parry things, and two, it really does just take out every single enemy in the entire vicinity when you get like a good chain off. But you do have to get it off. It's a very high risk-reward sort of system. Something I appreciate quite a bit. Also, the bleed damage is very low, but it does scale off of strength, so... Something that actually really surprised me doing the whole... like, poison enemies that hurt you thing was apparently that poison also scales off of strength, or off of health. I don't really know which, and I mean, I'm not going to test it out, because boy, that goes on my another verboten list of modifiers to use on a necklace, because whoa, I did not realize that was that powerful. Yeah, and I have a sneaking suspicion that pretty much anything that... Yeah, everything's good here. That pretty much everything that has like a modifier that does basic... like, what do you call it? Damage over time stuff does scale off of some stat, even if it doesn't say it does. Which is interesting to me, and could make for, like, maybe some necklace-only runs? But I don't know. It's hard to say, because it is an entirely invisible scaling system. I only even figured out that it was possible to do it. To get, like, extra damage off of that by... you know, doing that run that by doing the run that I did. Hey, Shield Bearer. How's it feel to be beaten at your own game? Will I do an eventual Assault Shield run then? Well, I don't know. But maybe if this video gets 1,000 likes... No! Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know what came over me there. I don't know, probably. Nah, it's not worth it. No, that would be a nice one too. Actually, while doing the whole Blood Shield run, I managed to get enough strength that I had like a heavy crossbow with 75,000 damage, I think. I actually tried to do a whole one-shot the Watcher thing. Got about like 75% of his health down. But that wasn't a one-shot, so failed video. Oh well. Also, obviously didn't finish the whole run that time either, so... the Blood Shield run that time either, so that was too bad. Oh boy, the Blood Shield too. That's also a super rare drop for. Take that real quick. It's also a super rare blueprint drop from the shield bearers there. I always loved that. Yeah, that was I think like the third to last blueprint that I got in the long play there. It took me like 1400. Took me 1400 shield bearer kills to. Dang it! Took me 1400 shield bearer kills to be able to get this blueprint in the first place. So being able to do a full run with just this is actually pretty great. Yep. There we go. Also, you could technically count this as like a pacifist run too, since all I'm doing is just holding up that shield, aside from accidentally killing that spiker by jumping down on it. Whatever. I think you can forgive me. I didn't see it there. That was not intentional kill. Wink, wink. Wink, wink. Well, definitely this is... I'd say the Blood Shield is probably my favorite. Now, Spike Shield's definitely my favorite of the shield, just because you can get real good damage off of that. However, Blood Shield is pretty cool because of the whole AoE, like... Oh, come on. Because of the whole AoE, like, bleed effect. That is something that's pretty unique to this weapon. I mean, technically, the Knife Storm is also pretty... does a pretty similar sort of thing, but it's not like a huge aura. It's kind of actually what I expected out of the Aura of Laceration. I really thought that, considering it was called the Aura of Laceration, that it would literally just be the... that it would literally just be like the... Oh, speaking of the Spike Shield. Yeah, when I saw the name Aura of Laceration, I really just expected it to be the... AoE bleed effect from the Blood Shield here, made into like a reusable skill weapon. Then like every 5 seconds or something you could, you know, just hit that and be able to do a whole ton of bleed damage to everything in the vicinity. I think it's probably better as it is, because that would have been, you know, somewhat lazy. Although I would appreciate just the like, yeah, you know, this is a really good mechanic that we only have on a freaking shield. Ah, dang. Why don't we put it, you know, to use somewhere else? Also, it looks pretty cool, too. That like, sort of dark bluish tone to it, I like that a lot. Really comes through in, like, the sprite here, too. Although it does kind of make it look like that little blood splatter on there is... No, I'm not quite done here yet. Does make it look like that little blood splatter on there is like 3D, as if it's like engraved on there? Is that intentional? I don't know. What is my current damage? Real bad, actually. That's too bad. I was kind of hoping that I could get a little bit more, because you can get some real damage out of this. Probably not going to be seeing that anytime soon, though. Unless I happen to get a lot more stats here. I've been pretty minimal on the stats here so far in this run. There we go. Yeah, being able to block those bats is something real nice. Actually, just having that whole shield mechanic where you're able to get a... Where you're able to get like a momentary pause, a momentary... missed it. Yeah, being able to get like a momentary moment of, yes, invincibility is what I'm thinking of. Jeez, is real nice, and something that I missed when you're just doing straight weapon runs here. Again, that was self-defense, and this is still technically a pacifist run. Oh, come on. Yeah, being able to do that is really nice, and the fact that it procs the bleed on there too is also very, very helpful, because when you see a bat, you tend to see a lot of other enemies at the same time. Hey! Not happening. Yeah, just skills, skills, skills. I think I've seen like, what, 3 skills so far? Still definitely not going to be doing skill runs. Now, Aura of Laceration with the ability to have the strength scaling was more interesting, as even if it had like a really huge cooldown. I technically do have a failed attempt at using a what is it, the flame grenade? Where I got to the Watcher but didn't actually complete it. I probably could complete it at this point, but man, it's just a lot of waiting around. At least even with a shield here, you're still pretty active. But like with skills, that's why I don't like skill builds. It's a lot of just like waiting for the cooldown to, you know, get done. It's great if you're new at the game because it allows you to be pretty far away from enemies and be able to still attack them, but when I'm trying to kind of like zoom through stuff as fast as possible, it's not as interesting. And this is going to be the entire fight. Unfortunately, I don't have as much strength as I would have liked, otherwise this would be going significantly faster. Hopefully in the next few areas. I mean, I will actually take like a risk as far as opening up a curse chest. Even in the... Come on. Even in the graveyard, you can actually... It's actually super helpful because as you like block a zombie, and if you're able to kill that zombie on the same like frame that you block, you actually do also apply the bleed dot to all of the flying biters that it spawns. So being able to take care of a curse, it still is heavily dependent on your ability to, you know, get off the whole parry in the first place, but you can take care of huge groups of enemies in that area without any issue if you don't get hit. If you do get hit, then you're dead. That's how the curse works, baby. Well, at least this is faster than doing, like... I mean, I have some stupid runs where I kill the incomplete one with shields only. This is still actually not even the slowest one that I've done. I could probably speed this up by doing some ground pounds on him, but that's not really in the spirit of the run. And I am nothing if not, you know, beholden to my own stupid rules which I set out for these runs. Get virtually no rally back on these hits. It's too bad. If I had like a spike shield, I probably would be getting significantly better, but you know. Yeah, even when doing just a simple shield only run on the incomplete one, the strategy is still basically the same. Just get as close to him as possible and stay as close to him as possible. And in fact, when he starts to hit you even faster here, that's when you start to get the real damage. Look at those bleed dots. I'm getting 2 at a time now. Yeah, okay, this is pretty slow. Well, hey, it's a shield run. What do you want from me? Look at all that viscera that's just pouring out of his midsection. Yeah, gross. See, if you're really good at the game, you just do that constantly. I'm not really good at the game. Yeah, I mean, and that's the whole thing. You can actually get off a lot of damage if you can just chain block things over and over. Oh, wait, I actually meant to block there. Okay, fine. You'll be a little cautious here. Hey! Kobe! God damn it, no, you're supposed to... I'm so used to just doing that. Whatever. Yeah, just gotta get that timing down. It is a very pattern-focused fight. I'll say, hey, I did it! I'm the best. Yeah, like I said, you can get off a lot of bleed damage with in the Watcher fight if you do that same sort of thing, where you block like a bunch of the poison shots all in a row. And in fact, I do kind of get it near the end of that fight, but it's not perfect. There's a good reason why I had the 75% reduction on projectiles for that. Alright, Fogfjord. Obviously, Fogfjord's pretty much the same thing, although now I have a shield. I want more stats so much. You know, I almost kind of want to just get myself killed here just so I can get a few more stats. Oh, right, I had the... Oh no, I died. Oh, huh. I might have to come back here with a more interesting run. So, pretty much, here's the plan here. I'm just gonna do this on, like, the top, and then everything below me is going to be just utterly destroyed. Oh, come on. Yeah, whatever, I can just do this too. Oh yeah, and another thing, it's like, apparently now I have played this game for over 300 hours. Hooray! Ah, jeez. You know, if this game ever really takes off, I'm going to be on the forefront of having tons and tons of videos on it. Tons and tons of not particularly good videos. But whatever, you know what? I think it's still something. People are going to crave things. But whatever, I think this is a pretty good way to celebrate it. Finally do the shield-only run that I have wanted to do for quite a while now. And it's a blood shield. Probably one of my favorite shields, so hey, that's cool too. Not like the assault shield, that piece of garbage. Better... I'm taking way too much damage here in the first part. I've already used 2 flask charges. Gotta be a little bit more careful. Just a little bit, though. Come on. Alright. See, here's where the whole, like, kill everything below me then becomes a little bit more effective, at least. I don't know, this is a stupid strategy anyway. Why am I even killing things? I'm out of here. It's like, how do I eventually get through the Fogfjord? By killing everything? No, by not killing everything and just running past all of them. What am I even doing? This is not my normal style of play at all. This is not my beautiful wife. This is not my beautiful house. Okay, come on. Also, it's going to be getting a lot more difficult when Hey, perfect. Also going to be getting a lot more difficult when I'm getting into, like, the police captain, the pirate captain territory anyway, so, I should just cut this out right now. In fact, you know what? I already got the Scroll of Power. And this is also an episode that is going to be running a bit long for obvious reasons. So, you know what? Screw it. I'm getting into the graveyard right now. Right now. Wait, did you not hear me? I said right now. Alright, just give me a couple more seconds at least. Here we go. This is very likely going to be it. Come on, don't prove me wrong. Yes! I like a second sense for this game. Get over here. Perfect. Well, that was like 2 minutes. Also, you can actually hit this with the shield, but it does so low damage that it's just like, I'm gonna do stomps. Look at that stomp damage. I mean, speaking of damage, 342 on the blood shield and 600 off of the dot. So, that's pretty alright. I mean, I think that, like, for the Watcher fight, I usually want, like, a couple thousand damage. But, you know. There's at least one more scroll of power here. Maybe even curses. I'm not going to get cursed. Oh, curses are just so difficult to deal with. I'll show you how you would deal with it. What? What? Oh, whatever. I'm out of here. I'll show you how you would conceivably deal with a curse, but I am not going to be getting myself cursed in this area anyway. 2 times damage. That would have been nice. Yeah, I'll be back. I've been dying way too many times here, so I went pretty hard on health this time. And pretty much what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, you know, make it a nice quick one. I mean, this is going to be a long enough episode as it is. Why not just make it at least a slight bit shorter? Not screw around too much. I feel like the blood shield has been pretty... yeah, let's get some. Blood shield has been pretty well represented here so far. Let's see if I can get some at least. Ah, the damage is so low right now. Of course, that's, you know, a level 1 shield. It's not quite the same as a level 1, well, even, you know, a basic weapon for a real weapon. Oops. It is actually pretty easy to deal with catchers here if I can get one by himself. And there. That sort of deal. Because the chain is considered a ranged weapon attack, so he doesn't take stun damage from it. And basically what he does is he goes directly into his kick attack then. 2 times damage, that would be good. Yeah, he goes right into his kick animation, so you can actually catch him twice there pretty easily. Yeah, of course, catchers tend to be surrounded by enemies, so it's not really the easiest to be able to do a pure, you know, blood shield sort of get here. Also, here. Actually, you know what? Inquisitor. Here. There, and that's how you take care of bats. Would be easier if I was playing better here overall, but you know, what are you gonna do? And also, if the bat's by itself, that's pretty easy to do as well. Good stuff. I do like shields. More of laceration. Hey! Good taking that for like the double aura sort of thing. Even though it's not what I expected it to be. Like I was saying earlier, I really did expect to just be the big, you know, that aura of laceration. I mean, it's the exact same sort of thing. It's exactly what you would expect out of something that would be called that. I don't know. All right, let's finish this up here. Should be a pretty quick little go-to. Oh boy. That actually sent me down all the way to 1 hit point. Kind of surprising. Hey, come on. Alright, come on, get over here. You don't want to leave me alone? That's fine. We'll do this. Yeah, I got the damage bonus from the fogger there. Yeah, stupid foggers. And there we go. I was surprised that there wasn't like a catcher down there. Usually they like to pair that up pretty well. Alright, shouldn't be too much longer here. Whoop. Get out of the way. I should actually be hitting the end like pretty soon here. This is about the like depth that you would normally have to go to be able to get down to this level. Hey, can I actually do decent damage now? Probably not. Well, what's my damage right now? Wow, that's terrible. That's like 400 damage from a single hit. Oh, hey. Well, yeah, now I'm getting strength ups. Jeez, I take like 2... I mean, that's the thing. If you don't take like the 2... If you take like 2 health ups or whatever instead of strength ups, that's what you get. There. Crowd cleared. That's kind of how this game goes a lot of the times. Where you just like... You gotta scrounge up as many stats as you can. Sometimes you'll get lucky and you'll get like 15 health, for example. But oftentimes you're just gonna be like, well, now I don't have enough stats to be able to do any like decent amount of damage to, say, the final boss. Which is why I always take strength, you know, usually. Nope. Not the time. I have already, again, lost way too many runs as it is. I don't really need to lose any more. For example, right there, where I would have died. Right there. I mean, okay, presumably I would have played a little bit better, but I also have very little strength right now overall anyway. Yeah, come on. Oh. There, that's how you do it. Jeez, I can't believe I screwed that up like twice there. Ha-ha! Alright, where's the crypt? Should be like right here. Oh, it's right there. Alright, sounds good. I'm just gonna go get there and finish this up. Oh, and it looks like it's mostly just trap rooms right here anyway. And there we go. Alright, enjoy the ending.